Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com, and all daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including 5% best bets normally priced at $35. As an added bonus, any picks packages loaded early for Overnight Tuesday or action during the week will also be priced at $9 until midnight on Monday. So make sure to take advantage of getting these $25 and $35 picks for only $9 before the clock strikes 12 and they return to regular price.
Hey guys, welcome in and a very happy Monday. It is time to talk some association here with an interesting card on tap here tonight. And we got a couple of games that we're going to break down for you. We're going to do it, of course, with three of the finest here, the Monday crew back at it here to start another week. The final, I can't believe it, final day of January 2022, 31 days in the books here, fellas. Kind of crazy, but gotta love what we've seen thus far in the NBA from teams like, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Phoenix Suns, the Indiana Pacers. Speaking of which, we've got our good friend Andy Lang in the house here today. Nobody knows Pacer basketball like he does. Tony Mejia also here, ready to rock and roll. And of course, Tony Finn, all he keeps doing is cashing tickets in the NBA. So, gentlemen, happy Monday. Andy, it happens to be a $9 Monday, in fact. So what do you got in store for us over at WagerTalk.com tonight?
Well, we have a 5% play. We also have a promo code. We had a really good January. I would say it's a great January in all sports. So we want to start off February tomorrow with a really, really good promo. So if you use the promo code FEB69, FEB69, you get a 7-day pass for $69. So kind of welcome in the new month, celebrate a good month. Let's get the new one off to a good start. But we do have a 5% play up. Play jumped off the board. We loved it since last night. Love it even more today. And that includes all player props. I think it's a great night for player props. Very, very excited. I actually had no plays yesterday. I didn't like anything. So really happy to be on the show today when I got a lot to talk about. We got some really good player props. Should be a real profitable night in the NBA.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, I love this this card here. Some interesting spots. Tony Mejia, what do you got locked and loaded over at Wager Talk on a $9 Monday for us?
We got some $9 Monday packages, college basketball and the NBA. Got one play in each of them right now, but we'll populate that before the night is over. Since the day is still young, I had to run out and get a haircut just for you. So now I'm back looking spiffy. And on a good run here in the NBA, 28-9 over my last 37 spread plays. And that's part of a larger run, 73-37-2 over the last 112. That's just point spread plays. So clearly I'm doing all right picking winners. Need to pick up the total action. in Andy's world of props, I'm doing pretty decently, 34-18 last 52. So, just trying to keep it going and hopefully stay hot up until the All-Star break, which is coming up here in a few weeks.
Yeah, no, it is trade deadline too, just around the corner. So we'll have to see what's in store with that. But Tony Finn continuing to dominate, my friend. Must be that magic dust you're rolling with. Yeah, 22-12, I believe, in the last 36. So continuing to roll, man. Congratulations. What do you got locked and loaded for us tonight?
Well, I'm going to have to make an appointment with my therapist to keep up with these two. First off, I'll just stop there and tell you I got a 5% play like Andy Lang, and I like the card as Mr. Lang does, and I actually have 4 total NBA plays from tonight's card. Some of them overlap with what we're going to discuss, but I'll do my best to be dispassionate so you don't know which one's my place.
All right. We'll keep it, and we'll keep sprinkling that dust for you. So here we go, guys. We are going to start a new week with our contrarian play of the day. And, this got out of hand in a hurry, didn't it? Line flip as the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Sixers at one time, not too long ago, were a favorite in this one. Now, not so much here. Plus 3.5 on the Sixers. The usual, I believe, Embiid was announced out, and the whole world lost their ever-loving minds here. 3.5, this is a monster move. So, Andy, the Sixers and Memphis, it was going to be an intriguing matchup with Embiid. Without Embiid, what is that? Does that leave the door open for other guys on the Sixers from a prop betting perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a huge amount of stats that need to be replaced. The problem is, I'm not 100% sure if this supporting cast is capable of doing that. You have to go back to December 15th to find a game that somebody else besides Joel Embiid led this team in scoring. Think about that. That is 6 weeks. So
wow.
I have not been that impressed with this 76ers supporting cast. I know it's easy to just fall into when Embiid is out there doing his Embiid thing and he's having an all-time season. But when he's out, we're going to see what it's like. And he missed several weeks in November. They did not do good. Without him, they struggled quite a bit. I believe they were 2-7. So it does not look good for them. I definitely do not like going against the contrarian gods, but I find it really hard to bet against Memphis right now. There is one player prop in this game. You can definitely look at the Memphis Grizzlies props. Desmond Bane's probably going to have a good game. Obviously, it goes without saying John Morant is. The one that jumps out is when Embiid is out, you just have to look at Andre Drummond and just look at his over 11.5 rebounds. He's going to be the rebounding leader for Philly by far. You go back to November when Embiid missed some time. He had games with 25, 20, 12, 16, and 23 rebounds. Those aren't his points. Those are his rebounds. So he's probably going to get there just by sheer volume of being out there and being the only option at center. So I'm not going to overthink this one. I'm not going to have a ton of player props in this one. Just look at Andre Drummond over the rebounds in this one.
Yeah, no, I like that. I mean, listen, both teams have been rolling here in many aspects. I think the Grizzlies, 16 out of the last 19. 14 of the last 17 for the Sixers. Two teams heading in the right direction here, Tony Mejia. But this line move is just monstrous with no Embiid. So what do you think here? Are the 76ers capable in your mind without him?
Embiid's clearly worth 7 points, apparently. Something like
wow.
that. Right?
Man.
I get it. Look, everybody was hoping to see Ja meet Joel or Joel meet Ja at the rim, and that would have been fun to watch. And now that's out the window. It's kind of a Jedi mind trick for the Grizzlies, because you're opening up a stretch where you're playing 8 out of your next 10 on the road. It's a huge game at Philadelphia. All eyes would have been on it, and it will still be one of the better games of the night. I think now Heat Celtics is slightly above it in terms of what attractive factor. But do the 76ers have enough to hang around? I think it's a situation where you see where you're at halftime, because to me, I think it's disconcerting that they have all these guys from their G League team available all of a sudden. Paul Reed, Miles Powell, Charlie Brown Jr., who's been playing a lot, or was when Thibault was out and Danny Green was out. He was kind of fulfilling that defensive specialist role. So all these guys could be in play, and if Memphis comes out and has a big first half, Doc Rivers could pull the plug on this being a competitive game. I mean, it's a weird situation considering this isn't a back-to-back for Philadelphia. It's just a point where Joel Embiid is resting, and you'll see what comes around him. You got Seth Curry coming off an illness. Korkmaz still questionable. So I think Memphis should be good to go here. I said Jedi Mind Trick because maybe you do want to kind of get them off their edge, considering that Morant has been so locked in for so long, and you still have Dylan Brooks out and Desmond Bain just returned. But it's a roster that has gotten much healthier. They'll be at full strength when Brooks comes back, and they've been getting it done night in, night out. It doesn't matter what the opponent is. The other night was a clear letdown spot against Washington, and they blew them out, hammered them by 20, covered the 5-point spread easily, made me feel stupid for staying off the game because I said, oh, well, this is with the Sixers up next and a road trip, this is a spot where maybe Washington catches them. No dice. They blew out the depleted Jazz the previous day game, and they have had few letdowns. So if you're going with anything, it is the Grizzlies here. And interesting that the total did not move much despite the Embiid moves. So maybe they're saying, well, what he'd give you on the offensive end, considering you score so easily, he'd also take away on the defensive end, considering he's such an excellent defender. So interesting, though, to see that line, that total barely budge.
Yeah, kind of staying there. I mean, there's no injury. It was a planned rest, they're saying here, Tony Finn, for Embiid, who has played 21 straight, I believe. And in fact, the last time he actually missed a game was against these Memphis Grizzlies, and they just hammered them, too, 126-91 back on December 13th. So what do you think? Do you think there's a shot without Embiid? The way they've been playing, they can hang with this Memphis squad.
I liked Memphis with Embiid in the lineup tonight, simply because Philly has, as the other Tony stated, Philly hasn't been terrific against top 10 basically net rated teams at home. They have a negative net rating at home against top 10 net rated teams, 2 and 3 overall, and they've underperformed to the point spread, to their expectations. And without Embiid, this Morant and this group is probably worth about 65, 70 points at the rim. And tonight, I think 3 is a fair line. If you don't like the 3 and you still like Memphis, then you're going to still have to pay $1.60 on the money line. But I like Memphis. In fact, I released them when they were getting points, so I had to make some adjustments because it was not. I didn't put inside my parameters. Well, just in case Memphis becomes a 3 or 4 point favorite, still good. So here you go, Memphis.
Yeah. I think we would have liked it a lot better if we didn't first hear that the line was plus 3.5 for Memphis, and now it's minus 3.5. Probably going to keep rolling, too. So the contrarian gods have spoken. They're saying way too big a line swing there. 76ers at home, plus 3.5, minus Embiid against the Memphis Grizzlies. All right, let's check out a featured matchup here tonight, and this should be an interesting game here. I tend to think that Atlanta and Toronto. Atlanta seems to have figured some things out here, getting a little bit healthier. Toronto has been fantastic here over the last month. What a game against Miami a couple of nights ago. Triple overtime, I think that went to. They ended up beating them. But here they go. They find themselves at a -2 Atlanta that has since gone the other way here a little bit. And 218.5 is an opening total. Andy, how about a prop betting perspective in this game between Toronto and Atlanta here moving in the right direction?
I'm going to start with a team total. I like the Hawks over 107.5 team total. They've scored over this total in 9 straight games. This total seems really, really low. I mean, it's, we mentioned they get healthy. It is kind of funny that at the same time they traded Cam Reddish and all of a sudden they catch fire. So like, oh, you just jettison Cam Reddish and you become a really good team again. But no, they've been scoring a lot of points. They've won 7 in a row. And I know it was on Saturday, and I know that they've had a day's rest, but every starter for Toronto played 54 more minutes. That is an insane amount of minutes. I know they're professional athletes, and I know it's part of the gig, but I don't know if one day's rest is enough to get them fully 100% on board. And when you're playing a team that is in the groove like Atlanta, just a half step slow, and you could get absolutely torched. On that same note, a player prop, Fred VanVleet, under 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He was on a roll on this over, and now he's on a roll on the under. He's gone under this total in 5 out of 6 games. The one game he went over, he only had 33 points, rebounds, and assists. He didn't get over this total on Saturday in 3 overtimes. His shooting percentage from the field is below 35% in 4 straight games. No free throw attempts on Saturday. And there's just a lot of guys on Toronto who can score. And it's looking like there's just not enough stats to go around. VanVleet seems to be the one that's taking the hit on his production. So it's a great time to roll with VanVleet under 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
All right, good stuff. Yeah, that was a hell of a game there against Miami, Tony Mejia. But, I mean, Atlanta looking to make it 8 in a row here. They are, and it used to be Atlanta at home. We back on the road. What do you think in this matchup here at such a low number?
I think we need to wait till 2 hours from now and see what the heck the deal is with Trae Young and this shoulder contusion. Because if he doesn't play, it changes the game. I think Atlanta can still win, but obviously he's been rolling, and to have him pop up as questionable is disconcerting. We'll see Daylon Wright play a bigger role, and now they have Bogdanovich back, and Gallinari's playing again. But look, the Hawks 7-0 straight up and against the spread last 7, and a miracle cover against the Lakers. Thoughts and prayers. You were on the Lakers yesterday. You shouldn't have been with no LeBron, but still, you were on the right side for most of it. 2-point game, final minute, and they beat you by 8, covering a 7.5-point spread. Down the stretch. And again, does Atlanta say, all right, we're going to pull back a little bit and give Trae Young a night's rest? That would open the door for the Raptors, obviously. This is the 8th game in a 10-game stretch that Toronto's playing on the road. Obviously, after a very taxing contest against the Heat, who always is a rival regardless of who's on the floor, and the fact that Kyle Lowry didn't play did nothing to diminish the intensity with which that game was played the other night. And you've got guys really stepping up and playing much better than they have in quite some time. Anunoby's turned the corner this season. Siakam looks like his old self again. They got VanVleet back. Gary Trent Jr. Has returned. So Chris Boucher's playing at a much higher level. So I buy Toronto being able to win this game if Trae Young doesn't play. So the short line doesn't scare me. I would actually take the points now, and if hope that Young doesn't play, because then it would be closer to a pick 'em if he's out.
So the 4:30 report, Atlanta hasn't looked this healthy in a long, long time, but I think it coincides with that 7-game winning streak, Tony Finn. Trae Young still questionable, but DeAndre Hunter is probable now. So one way or the other here, and Toronto for that matter as well, not a whole lot different to that injury report than what we're used to seeing. So what do you think here in this battle between Atlanta and Toronto tonight?
It's funny. I looked at the injury report early. I got up about 3 this morning. I was doing some work, and I looked at it, and they had both Young and Hunter in the starting lineup for tonight. No injuries at all for Atlanta. And then I saw the -2, which I don't know about you guys. It made very little sense against a Toronto team that's really just brought back VanVleet from an extended time off. He didn't look great last game. And Trent just got back too. He's been back 2 or 3 games. So, and here we are, Toronto's been on the road. These guys are trying to get back into cohesive, some kind of a mold and a mojo that would help them. Now, Atlanta won 7 straight. And not only have they won 7 straight by continuing to score. And by the way, guys, I was on Atlanta yesterday, and I looked at that score, watched it until the game was getting ready to come on, the NFL game, and I had some work to do, and I turned it off and got to work. And I said, let me check, see how badly I got stomped in that, and I turned it, and I see, and I was laying 7.5. So when I saw the 8, I said, it's going to be a great day. It can't help but be a great day. In this game tonight, again, this is a game that I think Young's going to play. I think he's fine. I think this is one of those injury. He was on the injury report for the last game as well, for this Lakers game. In fact, when I saw that they were down early in that game, I thought, man, did Young not play after all? That was my question. So I agree with these guys, and these guys made a very good suggestion. That is, if you believe like I believe that Young's going to play, and Hunter, who is their best defensive player, he's going to be in the lineup. Now, he's going to be pretty rusty too. He's been out for a while. Grab the -2. It's going to if they announce both these guys are in the lineup, it's not staying at 2. We all know that. It's going to climb. You agree?
I agree. You sprinkle a little of that fin dust on there. Who knows what's going to happen? We're going to head over to our overtime matchup here. We're going to focus on a total, and we are going to do it with a very interesting game. Now, it would have been easy to go to Houston and Golden State, right? But no. I want to talk about a team that knows how to hit overs, and that's the Indiana Pacers, at least over the last couple of weeks it is anyway. 218.5 as an opening number. Look at that. It got shot up to 225.5, and I get it. Indiana has been a over machine lately. And what else can you say about the Clippers? I think this is the last game of an 8-game road trip for them. And again, all they do is, I don't know, win games, cover games, come back. They don't play the first half. They play the second half. What do you think here, Andy, with your Indiana Pacers here? The number keeps climbing. Do you? Is there any props we should be looking at in this matchup?
Yeah, there's lots of ways. I mean, yeah, they're over in points, under in wins. This is a team that's won 4 games since Christmas. I mean, the defense of the Pacers it's so bad. They gave up 132 to Dallas. They're giving up over 118 points a game in 2022. This isn't a week-long sample size. This is a full month. They can't stop anybody. They can't guard the perimeter, but they make up for that by not being able to guard the interior either. So look no further than the Clippers over their team total. It's 109.5. Clippers have gone over this total in 4 straight. No Sabonis now. So what are they going to start? 5. They have no Sabonis and Turner, and they may start 5 guards at this point. They might be on pace to do something like that. So just take the Clippers over. Actually, I like this spot. I'll let Tony talk about the spot for the Clippers. I was going to touch on. I like this spot for the Clippers. I'm sure they would love to end this road trip 5-3. They're 4-3. The first 7 games in this road trip. Wouldn't it be nice to take a couple, because they get the next couple days off. So why not play hard tonight, end the road trip on 5-3? What a motivational shot that would be for this team. And now that we have no Brogdon and no Sabonis, go to Karis LeVert, over 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He loves when the ball is in his hand, loves the ISO ball. He went on a stretch of 4 games in a row earlier this month where he flew over this total 4 games in a row. That was when the Pacers were running with kind of a skeleton lineup. So he's going to be doing the bulk of the work. He's going to get most of the stats. He's never seen a shot that he didn't like. So look for LeVert to fly over 32.5. I think this one's a mistake on the Bucks' part. I think they put this one 3 or 4 points, rebounds, and assists too low. So take the Clippers over their team total and look at LeVert to have a big game tonight.
So they've been a cash cow. Those that have backed the Clippers on this trip here, 6-1, I believe, on this trip, and even better than that over the last 10 that they cover. I don't know if that's whether or not the market is just undervaluing what this Clippers is, but I do think that we can count on the Clippers to make it a game. And if it's one thing we can count on with the Pacers, 5-1 to the over in the last 6. They ain't going to play any defense here, Tony Mejia. So what do you think? Is it simply over or not for you with this Pacers team?
No, let me give Mr. Lang some hives and bring up his old friend Nate Bjorkgren. And everybody said about Nate Bjorkgren, man, he can't get these guys to play for him. They don't defend worth a lick. And I think that's why my friend Rick Carlisle wants a little bit of a personnel change, considering his team gave up 158 points the other night. You know, it's not coaching; it's just the personnel that they have assembled there, and they need to switch that up somehow. And it wasn't obviously Miles Turner, because Miles Turner is one of the better shot blockers in the NBA and cares about defense. So, I mean, clearly it's the Sabonis thing. Malcolm Brogdon's been out, so you can't blame him. It's Sabonis, so they kind of have to move on from him, even though he's so productive offensively. And I'll bring this up as a best bet later, so I'll talk about the side in that. But as far as the total goes, the one thing that you might want to kind of pull the reins back on when you're betting blind overs over nothing is that Justice Winslow had an interesting quote after the Clippers held the Hornets to a season low 90 points last night, or yesterday afternoon, I should say. And he said, and this is for the kids out there who might be coming home from school and turning on the WagerTalk NBA tip-off show, so I will keep it PG rated or PG-13. He said, hey, the second unit, we F with each other.
Oh,
and that simply means that they vibe. They really play for one another. Luke Kennard has come in and become the go-to guy on that offensively. But the rest of the guys, they play defense, even down to Isaiah Hartenstein, who's not much of a rim protector. They simply enjoy playing with one another, and they're shutting down teams as a second unit. And then that first unit is really producing. So, you know, from this, I was on the Clippers even before the Sabonis news, so that'll be my best bet. But yeah, hold on the blind over, because Sabonis won't be in the lineup today, and that second unit really likes to clamp down, which could mean problems for the Pacers looking to score points.
Yeah, they didn't have Batum in that either. He's questionable here tonight for this game, the Clippers. But yeah, they can play some defense, which is why they've been covering so much here. But what do you think? You know, you keep looking at this Pacers team. You look at that one day, 135 Dallas just dropped on them the other night. It's like even the Lakers, half the effort on offensive they're going to get. 110, like Andy said, give me over the team total on that. What do you think of this? Is it over or not for you here, Tony?
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. Indiana, now this is these are season-long metrics, but Indiana, when they're at home against a bottom 10 team, metrically, a net team, and the Clippers have just fallen into that bottom 10 category. They're number 20, right? So you have to kind of use you got to use a little bit of a some of your NBA savvy or your basketball savvy on this. However, they have the number one offense in the league in this situation. Not only do they have number one offense in the league, they have one of the worst defenses in the league. So this is absolutely a terrific choice to for our total feature of the day. And if I'm in this room, I'd be on the over. I sure have looked at the player props in this game. The problem with that is that it is a season-long numbers. It's a season-long metrics, and the Pacers are missing a few key pieces. So it's one of those. It's one of those things you kind of got to go with your gut a little bit on. But I'm with you guys. I'm all in over the total.
He likes over. Can't say. Well, it's the Pacers. Can't argue with an overplay there, even at 222 or 222 and a half. All right, let's hear it, guys. We got a little dog to talk about here. They're barking, Robert. Let's hear them.
That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. When anybody got to say anything, you let me know. That's my dog.
A couple of interesting ones barking tonight, including the New Orleans Pelicans. Shocker. Talked about the 76ers. We got the Clippers there. We got the Sacramento Kings and the New York Knicks. We got the Heat find themselves in a dog roll tonight, shocker to Rockets. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, another shocker. So, Andy, start us off here, man. Some intriguing dogs on this card. Which one you willing to make your own tonight?
Well, this is my dog.
He's got his dog. Yeah, I was going to say.
I got my dog right here. I got my dog right here.
Well done. Well done.
This is Guinness. This is my buddy. We would like to support the Rockets as our dog today.
Oh,
They played
wow.
they played on the 21st. Rockets only lost by 2. Warriors have won 5 games in a row. I'm not impressed with them right now until they get Draymond back and until Clay and Steph and Draymond get on the same page. There's some shaky wins. Depleted Brooklyn team win by 4, Utah by 2. I just don't trust this Warriors team. This is a big number. Christian Wood should have a good night. We'll get to him in my best bet. But 11 points, way too many.
Yeah, kind of hard to swallow those 11 with that inconsistent offense. But how about it, Tony Mejia? What do you think here? Which one of these dogs you're going to make your own tonight?
I'm going to make the Oklahoma City Thunder my dog. Not as cute as Andy's, but I'm going to ride with them despite the fact that they have no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So just to clear that up, if you're backing Oklahoma City, be advised their best player is not on the floor, won't be on the floor until after the All-Star break. They're being very cautious with a right ankle sprain. So it'll be Josh Giddey and probably a bigger role for Darius Bazley and Lou Dort. This is a situation simply where I'm fading Portland as opposed to backing Oklahoma City, although it's easier for Oklahoma City to get into a rhythm at home, understanding that these guys are going to play larger roles for the next 2 weeks, and really being hungry for more shots and more minutes. So that's a good situation for the Thunder to come into against a Blazers team that's been on the road, basically most of the last 3 weeks. This is their 10th road game in 9th road game in 11 games, and they're going to LA, heading back out onto the West Coast to finish off this trip and meet the Lakers there. And the Lakers have been out too because of the Grammy trip. Portland's been out since January 13th. So they played 2 home games, lost them both. It's a team obviously without Damian Lillard, has been for a while. They got CJ McCollum back, but have still been depleted on the front court. Robert Covington missed some time. He's back, but Larry Nance Jr. and Nasir Little both out. So they're really not getting much done from a continuity standpoint. And the Thunder, I think, can pull this off at home. So I'll take the points.
All right, grab the points with OKC. What do you think, Tony Finn? Which one of these dogs is barking at you here tonight?
I looked at this earlier, and I was going to use Memphis as my dog, but then all of a sudden you guys flipped the line on me, so I can't use Memphis. And then I was thinking about, I'm going to use, I don't know who I'm going to use. That's what I said. But this is what I'm going to do here. I was going to take Sacramento, but here's it. Sacramento attacks the rim, right? New York only allows 41 points a game in the paint, at the rim, the 3rd best in the league, so very difficult to play Sacramento, although I'll just throw this in. I like the under in that game. But let's use this. Let's go to the Clippers. Indiana's got one of the worst defenses. We know they're going to score, and the Clippers, even with the personnel they have, even with the net rating they have offensively, they have the ability to score on a high school team. A high school team? It's not Indiana, so I don't want to say too much because Lang's on the show, but this team's going to give them some points. It's the over. Take the Clippers over their team total, over and on the side here, a 3-way. Let's make it your what do you call it? The shits and grins parlay, in-game parlay.
Yep, love it.
I like it. Yeah.
The Tony Finn sprinkle of approval. Very nice. All right, guys. Clippers, it is for Tony. Now it is time to figure out on this card here tonight. 7 games in total. Where are you looking, Andy, for a best bet? Tell us about it. $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com. Where are you going, Andy?
Well, I'm going to go back to the Rockets. First, want to just remind everybody we have a 5% play up at WagerTalk.com. We are plus 80 units since mid-November in the NBA. We are absolutely rolling. And we have a promo code FEB69, FEB69, celebrating an amazing month of January, moving into a great month of February. So use that, and it gets you a 7-day pass for $69. That is on my profile page right now. That way you can get a week's worth of NBA plays, golf, and anything else that we may have up. For my best bet, let's go back to Christian Wood, over 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I like this play not only tonight, but moving forward. Houston has just moved into basically all guards and Christian Wood as their starting lineup. And what we're seeing is a ton of rebounds and a lot of inside points for Christian Wood. He's gone for 32 PRA or more in 6 out of 7 games. The one game he didn't get over was a blowout where he only played 24 minutes. Without Draymond tonight, he should feast on Looney. Wood can shoot the 3. Looney can't get out there in time. They played on the 21st, and Wood went for 19, 15, and 4. Expect a similar stat line tonight.
What kind of... Man,
he's
back
buzzing,
in a
he's buzzing
Houston
him, and he's
player.
taking his team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When the hell else are we going to hear from Christian Wood? Leave him alone, man. Leave him alone. Damn. All right. Well, he said tough shit. You're out of time. Rockets or no?
The Grim Reaper. I didn't know the Grim Reaper was on the show.
It really is, man. All right, here we go, Mejia. 60 seconds, and don't you dare go a second over, apparently. Who are you going with here tonight?
Robert Harris laying down the law to kill January.
Exactly.
Good to see. I'm often the beneficiary of an extra second or two, but I'll behave today. Look, we got the Clippers and the Pacers, and again, it's a different game without Domantas Sabonis. It'll be interesting to see how they adjust without him. Certainly, Karis LeVert will be the catalyst, and we'll see if we get a good Chris Duarte or a bad Chris Duarte to see how competitive the Pacers will actually be on their home floor. But the Clippers did a really nice job offensively the last time they saw Indiana. So I think they're going to come in confident that they can score easily and defend. And that's what they did yesterday to defeat the Charlotte Hornets. Held the Hornets to just 32 field goals a season low, 90 points a season low, and under 33% from the field. So you have to like that. Both the first unit and the second unit seem to be playing really well together. And that sounds much better to me than riding with a Pacers team that you don't know what you're going to get from them. So go ahead and ride the Los Angeles Clippers over Indiana tonight.
All right. Good stuff. You got buzzed anyway. Tough shit. All right, here we go. Tony Finn, 60 seconds. Don't you dare be 1 second over, you Corpus Christi loving SO. Come on, talk to us. Where are you going?
Well, I'm going to Boston. Now, I surely like Boston a heck of a lot better at -3.5. In fact, I released Boston this morning at minus. It's another game where I got the good number. However, I doubt many of the clients are going to get the best number. Boston hosting Miami. Boston against top 10 net teams at home. One of the best teams in basketball, especially recently. They've been real good. Plus 6.8 net rating against top 10 net rating teams at home. 5-2 overall, and outperformed the point spread by almost 5 points. Miami's playing the third game in 4 nights and has some issues, injury, personnel issues. Miami's got to play. I think Miami's playing tomorrow night, but I might be mistaken about that. But long story short, Boston minus the points tonight. 6 getting kind of high there, but take the -6. They'll beat Miami double digits.
All right. I like it. But no PJ Tucker, by the way. Also, he's out. So no Butler, no Lowry, now no Roger, no rerun, no rent. That's all we got. All right. Where we got here now? Where are we going? Ooh. Okay. Time for the John Ryan NBA angle of the day. John Ryan over at sportsmemo.com. He's got his own theme music here and everything. We love it. He is going to the Garden here tonight, in which he says we want to look at road underdogs of anywhere from 3.5 to 9.5. And we want the road underdog to have lost 15 or more of their last 20 games. Kind of hard to figure out if we're talking about the Knicks or Kings here. And also if the home team has lost 4 or 5 of their last 6 games. If all of that comes together like it is tonight, the Kings and Knicks, well, 45-16 against the number. That is 73% over the last 5 seasons. That's what we want. We want the road underdog, the Sacramento Kings tonight, taking the point. Want to thank John Ryan very much. Love that music. We certainly do appreciate it. And there you have it here, guys, to recap. One more time across the board. Let's check it out. Andy, well, his dog is Guinness, but his dog tonight is the Rockets, and he'll take the 11. But his best bet even though he got buzzed, because I don't think Robert believes that Christian Wood can actually get over 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists. But that's exactly where Andy is going. Tony Mejia, his dog is the OKC Thunder, and that line is moving their way as I'm seeing 3.5s popping up all over the place now, Tony. So you see what you did? You actually moved the market there, Mejia, picking the Thunder as your dog. Also, the Clippers, +2 in this spot here tonight against Indiana. Tony Finn, well, he's going to go Clippers for his dog against the Pacers, but his best bet, there ain't nobody playing for Miami. Take the Celtics at home, -6.5. And our contrarian play of the day, and this too is moving towards the contrarian gods as 3s are now popping up in the marketplace. Take the 76ers taking on the Memphis Grizzlies minus Joel Embiid. And guys, don't forget it is $9 Monday, which means all their best bets, guys, right now, packages $9. What are you waiting for? Head over. Andy Lang, Tony Mejia, Tony Finn, all available, ready to go here. Hell of a way to finish off January 2022 and start fresh here, guys, in the month of February with more money in your bankroll than you had just a couple of days ago. It starts by heading over to WagerTalk.com. Visit Andy, visit the Tonys, and let's make it a profitable evening here. Certainly in the association. Hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner, guys. And don't forget, we'll be back again tomorrow. Full card in the NBA. We've got you covered. Trade deadlines coming up. All sorts of things happening in the NBA. We've got you covered here with the NBA Tip-Off Show. So until then, on behalf of Andy and the Tonys, guys, appreciate you hanging with us. Best of luck with those bets tonight, and we will see you again tomorrow. Good luck.
Lock in all sports, all plays, all 5% best bets from now until Super Bowl 57 on February 12, 2023 from your favorite WagerTalk handicapper for only $1,199 versus a regular price of $1,999 for one total savings of $800. This limited time super discount comes out to less than $100 per month and only $3.28 per day. As an added bonus, your all access starts immediately. So the sooner you buy before Super Bowl 56, the more additional days you will get for free. Just go to WagerTalk.com, choose your favorite handicapper to lock in, and don't forget there is no limit to the amount of handicappers you can redeem our Super Bowl to Super Bowl offer on.